Yes, let's talk about this Washington football team.
Which one? Oh,
Not the one that Vince McMahon, doesn't own anymore, but the one that Dan Snyder does still own for the time being, and that's a whole other can of worms. But we're going to stay away from that for now. But they introduced a new name. It's the Washington football team. Do you think they should stick with it?
no, I think given the situation in our burning country, what could bring people together? First of all, sports. That's a good way to bring people together. Most teams are named through a contest. People write in and vote and this and that. That's expansion teams kind of work that way. I know the Mets, that's how they were named. They're given a bunch of names. Do you vote? Let the whole country vote on this, and I guarantee you, everyone in the country is going to vote. Probably more people vote on this than in the presidential election.
This is true, because it'll definitely be easier to vote for this than it is the election.
I feel like a lot of people feel like they have, a stake in this because of the whole social implications, and this is something that's going to be remembered. So I think it's right to take the time. I'm glad they didn't rush and name them something just because they have to get jerseys printed next week or something. Like, take your time. God only knows what's going to happen with this season anyway. It might be half a season, might be no season. No, so there's no need to rush this. And I think they should open it up to fans to vote.
I actually think that'd be a very good idea. I do think that there's just a lot of slippery slopes when it comes to that. Do you let the whole nation vote on the team that is supposed to represent Washington, D.C.? Would it be fair to people who live in D.C.? I mean, I don't care, but it almost feels, it's almost one of those things where I feel like I should have been able to vote for the Rams logo. I live in Los Angeles. I should be able to vote for what the Rams should be using as a logo. And if I saw what they were putting out before they did, I'll be like, oh, heck no, this is terrible. So, and the jerseys actually look nice. It looks classic. It kind of has that nameless, faceless feel for the Redskins, or I'm sorry, the team formerly known as the Washington team. I think it's a clean look. I like the numbers on the side. They kind of took all the mascot away, so it almost kind of gives you that nameless, faceless, chip on your shoulder feel that, like you can sell if you want to like take free agents. It's like you want to come here, revitalize your career. You want to come here because you're a part of the nameless. You're a part of the forgotten. Just like, like our name is, we're the nameless, faceless team. We just have numbers on our helmets, and we're just going to run out there and play football.
You're making them sound like the replacements.
I mean, they have been for the last 30 years, so might as well run with it. They're the underdog team. It's a good story. So,
it could be. I mean, you touched on Dan Snyder for a hot second. Personally, I believe there's another shoe to drop, maybe a couple more shoes to drop. Who knows if he'll be the owner this time next year.
This is true.
So I mean, that could be a factor. That might be why they chose not to pick a name yet.
I actually think that would be smart. Why, if you're only going to own the team for another year, or pending all the investigations and stuff like that, why would you want to sit there and pay all this money for a new name when either A, someone's just going to take that name and rename them anyway to whatever they want to choose, or B is like, why do you want to invest more in a team that you're going to have to sell anyway? And
like I'm thinking about selling my car, and I'm thinking about painting it. I'm like, nah, let whoever buys it, let them paint it. Let them paint whatever color they want, put whatever wheels they want, this and that.
Exactly. You're not going to get more money by naming them the Washington Generals now than you would if you just didn't name them and had to pay all these trademark pirates off and everything like that. So it's a good idea, and I think the general consensus is this name is kind of sticking. A lot of people are kind of enjoying the name.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd likened it to the football clubs in Europe, where
right?
It's kind of classy.
Yeah, the football club. Like, it would be nice if they actually said football club. It would actually would be cool. But even some of the American soccer teams, they're just named like LA Football Club. That's just the name, and they don't have a nickname. They're just the LA Football Club. You know who they are. And
well, the formal name for my New York Giants is the New York Football Giants, and when you address them formally, you address them as the New York Football Giants,
right,
which is just classy. I mean, that's in the old days to distinguish them between the baseball giants that were in New York, but
right,
it's stuck and it's classy, like all of New York.
For those who don't know, the San Francisco Giants used to be in New York, so
correct.
And that's why they had to distinguish between the baseball and the football giants.
The local newscasters, they say now the New York Football Giants take on the so-and-so.
Right. I remember the late, great Pat Summerall used to say that all the time. And I used to love hearing that in Madden, like Madden and Pat Summerall saying the New York Football Giants. And
right.
that was lots of fun.
Let's not make this a Giants podcast.